Yes, guys, we can start now. Today we are going to talk about routing protocols, right? So there are so many routing protocols, but today we are going to talk about routing information protocol, RIP, right? So this protocol, this computer program will allow you to connect routers, all right? Will allow us to connect routers. Or networks, right? So we are talking about routing protocols, right? There are so many routing protocols, right? So routing protocols, they are programs, they are computer programs that can connect different networks or routers. So when we are talking about routers, we are talking about networks. So one of them that we are going to see, it's what we call RIP, Routing Information Protocol, right? So we're going to see how this protocol will allow us to connect routers, right? And when we are talking about routing protocols, we're talking about wide area networks. We don't talk about LAN anymore, right? For those who are writing, I'm just giving you a few seconds in order for us to move forward. So this RIP, it's a computer program that will allow you to connect routers or to connect networks, right? Now, what we're gonna do, this RIP will have a way, like a way of configuring like it, right? But first, let's go to packet tracer. So I'm gonna show you how you can connect 2 routers, like 3 routers, right? So what you're gonna do, you can take maybe the 2911 routers, and you can have maybe 2 computers one side, right? Maybe you have a switch here and a switch there. You're gonna run your cables. So it doesn't matter wherever you're gonna plug it because we only deal about, you do the same here. Okay. Anyway. I can split it in different networks. With another network. Another one. How many colors are there? 3, right? So 3 colors means 3 networks, right? You have 3 networks. Because we do have 3 networks, we need 3 network IDs. So 3 networks, 3 network IDs, right? So if you have like 5 networks, it's gonna be also 5 network IDs. And remember, guys, when you connect two routers means you have a network. So this one, we can take it as 192.168.1.1 slash, talk about the network IT. This one in the middle, 192.168.2.0 slash 24. This one to 192.168.3.0 slash 24. So this is our three networks, right? So the main idea, what we want to connect the green network and the yellow one by using RIP, right? So it can be different buildings that you want to connect, or different branches that you want to connect. Maybe one branch is here and another branch is somewhere else. You want to connect those two branches. So this one can be building A, this one building B. So you have two buildings, right? But for the same company. Now you want to connect those two buildings, those two devices, right? So what we're going to do first, we're going to give the computer the IP addresses and we're going to assign the default gateway, right? Like we can start with the green ones. So IP, I can take 192.168.1.maybe 3, subnet mask .1.1, right? You do the same like here also. 192.168.1.4, subnet mask .1.1, right? We are assigning the IPs from the green one, the computers on the green side, right? Remember that the subnet mask must be the default gateway must be the same.
The first one you said the one.
No.
The first one.
So it doesn't matter. You can pick your own last number, but make sure that you are in the same network. Don't forget the subnet mask, right? Okay, let's go to the yellow one. We can do the same. Remember that for yellow one, it's .3, 192.168.3.3. Subnet mask 192.168.3.1. Right? Done. Ah. Yeah, type it again.
Every time.
Just wait for me to finish, right? Yeah, now we are going to bring those interfaces up from the router. This one, 0/0 must be on, right? 0/0, we're gonna bring it on and we're gonna assign it the IP address. The IP address is the default one, the default gateway. So you can go to your router. No. Configure terminal. Hey, have I done my load? So we are dealing with interface gigabit 0/0, no shutdown. IP address 192.168.1.1 and the subnet mask. Right? So we are giving the IP of that interface, the one that goes to the switch. Are you done? It must be on and you give it an IP address, right? You're gonna press what? Enter, right? We can go to the yellow network, that router. This interface also will be on and we're gonna give it an IP address. So which interface it is from the yellow? Okay, it's also no shutdown. IP address 192.168.3.1. Remember that it's .3.1. Subnet mask 255.255.255.0. Enter. Right? Yes. Okay. What we can do first, do the question and answers for this one. No, leave this one. Ah, okay, you're going to. Right? So when you are done now, we can try to ping the default gateway. From the green one, you can ping the default gateway. And when you go to the yellow one, you can ping the default gateway. Just to make sure that you can talk to your router. So I can go to this PC0. I can ping my default gateway, right? Just to make sure that I can talk to the router first. Right? When I'm done, I'm sure that I can talk to the default gateway. So I can go to the yellow also. I can try to ping my default gateway here. Right? Before even moving like forward, you must make sure that locally you can talk to the router. Now, we are sure that we can talk to the router, right? Now, what we must do, you see the connectivity between those two routers? It's a network. Remember, when you connect two routers, you have a network, right? Now, there's that link that we have to bring those two interfaces up and we have to assign them the IPs, right? Maybe this one, we're gonna give it .1. It's gonna be .1. So this one gonna be .2, right? So we're gonna go to the router, router 0. So I'm gonna bring this interface up and I'm gonna assign it at the IP address. Which IP from this range, from this network? So you exit first. you go under that interface, this one, this interface here, right? We can say no shutdown, right? What is the IP address? 192.168.2.1. You're gonna give it also like a subnet mask, right? When you are done, you can go to the second router, router number 1. You do the same. You exit first. You go under this interface, it's /02, right? The IP address, we said we're gonna give it what? Okay, we can do it even after. IP address 192.168.2.2, right? 255.255.255.0, right? And you can say do right, just for saving, right? Do right, and you can say end, right? Now you can ping that other router. Ping 192.168.1.1. So it's .2.1, right? So success rate, 80%. 80, not really good. We want like 100. You must repeat again. You can see like the success rate is 100%. So those two routers, they can communicate, right? Now, because they can communicate, let's try this PC0, right? PC0 will try to communicate with PC2. The communication means maybe you wanna send an email, right? Okay, we're gonna try to ping one of the computer from the yellow one, from PC0. Ping 192.168.3.3, right? Destination host unreachable, right? That computer doesn't know how to reach the computer on yellow ones, right? Why? Because we didn't tell routers how to connect those networks, right? We have to teach routers how to connect those networks, right? And how we're gonna do it? By using a routing protocol. There is only routing protocols that can connect routers. And one of the routing protocols that we're gonna use like today, it's RIP. Means you're gonna go to every router, you configure the RIP. You can go for static, you know how to configure the static, but now we are doing the dynamic, right? So we must go to every router, we configure RIP, right? So let's start. You go to router 0, right? What you're gonna say from here, you exit first, huh? You must be like in global configuration mode. You must be here. Now you're gonna say router RIP. So you are telling the router that I'm gonna use router RIP. I'm gonna use RIP. But if it's another protocol, you're gonna replace it by RIP. Maybe AGRP, right? But for now, we're using RIP. RIP comes in 2 versions, version 1 and version 2. We're gonna see it later on. For now, we're gonna use version 2. You must type version 2, right? And the networks that you're gonna use, how many networks are there? 3 networks, right? So we have to type like all those 3 networks. So we're gonna tell like this router, those are the networks you have to connect. So you're gonna say network 192.168.1.0. Again, you're gonna say there is another one too, right? There's another one. That is what? There's 3. You don't understand? This is how to configure RIP, right? Router RIP version 2, if you want to use version 2. But if you want version 1, there's no need for you to type version 2, right? Now, you're going to say network, you precise the network ID. Suppose like you have 10 networks, you have to precise all those 10. Network, this, network, this, network. Not the IP, but the network ID. Because we have 3, that way I'm precising just 3, right? You can say no auto summary. I will explain this one later. And you are done. Do writes, right? No space, auto summary. Just say no space auto, you press tab, right? Don't even waste your time typing it. Yeah, when you are done on router 1, we can go like on the second router, do the same thing. Conft router RIP, the recording is there. Version 2, right? Network, the same network that we have. Network 192.168.1.0. That's gonna be 2. That's gonna be 3. No auto, tab, press enter, do writes, and right? So on both routers, this is right? So on those 2 routers, you do the same configuration, right? Remember that if you have 5 networks, you're gonna have those 5 networks, right? Are you done? When you are done, you can ping now. Let's see if the ping now will work. So if that computer can reach, right? Okay, what did you say? They can communicate, right? So this is how you can connect routers, right? Now we're gonna do the second exercises, right? But for now, I'll stop recording and we're gonna repeat another one, right?